Okay, friends. So I'm Sanjeev Shivesh from ThinkStartup, and we are in a session for school educators on theme, which is very important in the context of 21st century schools, learning, education, and this whole thing is around the topic of social and emotional learning. And we had a masterclass on social and emotional learning. In the month of April, just before schools went in for the summer break. And we also had, circulated a questionnaire, which was, which is a assessment tool, and which gives you a frame, which gives you your score on the SEL dimensions. So today we are going to be discussing your personalized scores, and I'll share the framework through which you can, once you receive your scores, then how you go about interpreting your scores. So that's the intention. Before I get started, I just want a quick participation from all of you. If you can give me show of thumbs, such that I know that you're all there with me, then I'll start sharing my screen, and we will have a quick short activity, and I want everyone's participation in that activity. So I will have 10 questions, and you will have to keep noting down the answers. It's a ABCD answer to those 10 questions. So I start sharing my screen now. We are, as I said, we are in the part 2 of the SEL session. Hope my screen is visible to all of you.
Yes.
Friends? Is my screen visible to all of you? I'm not able to hear from anyone. Just give me a second.
Yes,
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 I can see on the chat box. Thank you. I get started. Before I get started, I have a very quick question, right? So I hope you can see this person on the screen. To all of you who are cricket lovers, you might know him, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, captain of Indian cricket team, which won the World Cup. What makes this person unique? Anyone can speak.
The triple captain at very young age, and that
yes,
one of the best statistics as far the play is concerned.
Fantastic. So he became captain at a very young age, and best statistics as far as the player is concerned. Okay, thank you, Alok. Anyone else who wants to say? Rafi Kalra is saying personality. What is there about Dhoni's personality?
He's called as a Captain Cool.
Captain Cool.
Very calm and cool. Even if the situation is very tough, he behaves so coolly.
Very good. So Captain Cool, that's that makes this person very unique, right? So even in a tough situation, he's able to hold his mind. Very good. Anyone else? What makes Dhoni unique?
File is there.
File. Yeah. Who wants to speak? Sajjad Khan, you want to speak? Okay. Anyone who wants to go ahead? What makes Dhoni unique? Captain Cool is one nice word. Babita Rani is writing dedication, hard work, goal focus. Okay. Thanks, Babita. Problem solving. Okay. Any other quick comments? What makes this person unique? Okay, so while you're thinking, I get into a very quick short activity. I'll run that activity very fast, right? I'll run 10 questions with you. You need to have a pen and paper with you, where you will write down the answers, whatever you have chosen. Okay, is that okay? Can you just give me a thumbs up to indicate that you have pen paper along with you, where you can write down Q1, Q2, karke, there are 10 questions, and write down the answers. Thanks. Okay, so I start running. Here's the first question. First question, I'll give 20 seconds, and then I'll run it much faster. And for the first question, I'll explain to you. So on the next screen, you will see there are 4 color cards, red, blue, green, yellow, and there are words written on those cards. You have to select the word which is most like you. Rima, when you are writing, please don't write A, B, C, D. Okay, you can just run through this. So the friends, let me repeat the instruction once again. So on the next screen, on the next screen, you will get 4 color cards, and all the 4 color cards, there will be few words written. Your task is to select the color which is appropriate. So if you think that the word on the red card is most appropriate for you, then you select red card. You have only one choice to make. Okay. Is the instruction clear? Am I any question that you need?
Okay.
Okay, so thanks, Alok. So I come to my question 1 and we'll go slow. So question 1 is on the screen. Who am I? Select the color that is most like you, right? So red one says likes to see the big picture. Blue says like working alone. The yellow card says like to motivate people, and the green card says like to show sympathy to people. So whichever color is most appropriate to you, write down the color. So don't write it on the screen, write it on your notebook. Write it on your notebook because I can't do the calculations. You have to write it on your notebook. Please don't write on the chat box. Write it on your notebook if you have. Okay. So Bharati, if you're writing yellow, then yellow, write down in. Okay. 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 Is everyone fine? Can I move to the next question?
Yes.
Great. So I go to question number 2. I go to question number 2. Keep writing down the colors that you see. Question 2 is here. Who am I? Select one color which is most like you. Red, blue, green, yellow. Whatever is most like you, select one color which is most like you. Okay, write it down in your notebook. Okay, so you have to select the color, red, blue, green, yellow. Okay, thanks, Megha. Okay, I come to next question. I'm going a little faster now. Who am I? Question number 3. Select one color that is most like you. Select one color which is most like you. Select one color which is most like you. Red, blue, green, yellow, direct, detail oriented, full of energy, dependable. Select one color which is most like you. I go to question number 4. Select one color which is most like you. Okay. Loves to speak, loves to talk, love to speak as in where the mic, loves to discuss. Patient, data driven, most like you. I go to question number 5, which is most like you. Decisive, analytical, enjoy being with people, likes to do the routine stuff. Which color is most like you? Don't write in the chat box, write it down in the notebook because at the end I will ask you to give me all the colors, right? So which color is most like you? Okay, I go to question number 5. Which color is most like you? Okay, which color is most like you? Avoids conflict is blue, yellow is emotional, green is possessive about family, and red is risk taker. Which is most like you? Okay, thanks. I go to question number 7, which is most like you. Wants to control, likes quality. Quality matters more than anything. A team player hesitates giving opinion or saying things. Which color is most like you? Question 7 done. I move to next question. Which color is most like you? Just give me a sec. Yeah. Which color is most like you? Okay, who am I? Which color is most likely? Question 8 is there on the screen. Enjoys taking challenges. Quality matters more than anything. Likes to trust people. Avoids aggression. Okay, which color is most like you? Okay, question 8 done. Friends, shall I move to question 9? Which color is most likely? Question 8 is there on the screen. Okay, question 9 is here. Which color is most like you? Gets bored with routine, likes to be accurate, likes to be praised, a good listener. Choose your color. And finally, I come to the last question, 10th question, which color is most like you? Red, blue, green, yellow, self-confident, realistic about things, optimistic, slow and steady, right? Which color is most like you? Okay, so I'm done. Friends, are you all done?
Yes.
Great. So if you are done, then count number of reds, number of yellows, number of blues, and number of greens that you have. Count number of red, number of blue, number of yellow, and number of greens that you have. Okay, we take the next 1 minute to count this. I hope you would have counted by now. Anyone who has got, okay, so Kamaljeet, 8 yellow, 2 green. Thanks, Kamaljeet. If rest of you can write all the 4 colors, say R2, okay. Monica, yellow 4. Thank you. Thanks, Sajad. Okay, great. Okay.
We did.
Okay. 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 I see very interesting trend here. I see most of you are mostly yellow. Most of you are mostly yellow, right? Very interesting. Okay. Great. So, friends, great. I'll take 1 more minute for you to share your colors. What is your total score? Megha, 5 yellow, 3 green, 1 red, 1 blue. Great. Okay, so I move on. Before I move on, I have a quick, so what you do have to do now is create a XY axis like this, XY axis like this. All of you, if you can create XY axis like this, I'll be very happy. Can you create XY axis like this? Please create XY axis like this. Okay. Okay. Have you created XY axis like this? Friends, done? Okay. So if you are done, then also create this diagonal axis D. It's called DISC. Red is the measure of something which is called D. So, for example, I can see Monica's D score is 2, right? I is measure of something which is blue. So, Monica's I score is 1. Monica Daryanani, and then S is yellow. So, S score for Monica is 4. And C is green, so Monica's C score is 3. So you can create your, this is called the DISC score, DISC, DISC score, create your DISC score. And as I can see, if I really have to look at RT Bayagar, so RT yellow is 6, blue is 2, which means S is 6, I is 2, red is 1 and green is 1, which means this side is 1 and this side is 1. Okay. Are you all there with me? Say yes.
So
Yes,
can
sir.
you explain color coding again for DISS?
Yeah, D is red. D is your red score. I is the blue score. I is blue. Yellow is green. Sorry, I'm sorry. S is yellow. S is yellow, and C is green. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so you know how your spider diagram will look like. So if someone is 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, so your diagram looks like this. Someone else's diagram, जिनका ये 6 है, मैं दूसरे कलर से कोड करता हूँ, जिनका ये 6 है, जिनका येलो 6 है, ग्रीन 2 है, ये 1 है, ये 1 है, ये डायग्राम ऐसा लगेगा. Okay, so all of you, your diagram will look something like this, right? I'm going to talk about this, but you have got very quickly. I have got to know something about your personality very fast, and I did some very quick, dirty tool through which I got to know your personality. Now, just to explain this little more, I want you to pay attention on my screen. On the screen, let me just erase all ink. So if you really look at this, B is an amalgamation of y-axis and minus x-axis. And y-axis stands for something called outgoing. If you are outgoing, your y score will be high, right? And outgoing का उल्टा क्या होता है? Inward. So this is negative y-axis, minus y-axis is inward. I am, right? I am introvert, and outgoing could be extrovert. Are you all okay with what I am discussing, friends?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then, yeah. X-axis has different meaning. The negative x-axis means is task-oriented. Task-oriented. Okay. And positive x-axis means people-oriented. Are you all there with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So a high score on this axis, a high yellow would mean something like this, that you are more people-oriented and introverted. If a high blue score would mean you are people-oriented and you are outgoing. A high red score would mean, task-oriented and outgoing. And a high green score would mean task-oriented and inward-looking, right? So, yeah. Okay. So very quickly, you get a flavor of who you are, right? And why I'm doing all this is through the SEL test. How many of you did the SEL questionnaire when we had circulated last time? Because I'm going to share your SEL scores after we are done with the session today. If you remember, how many of you did the SEL questionnaire? I have about 200 teachers who did this, and we will be sharing those scores. And your SEL score also resembles something like this, right? It's going to throw light on your personality. Now, before I move forward, I have one more quick question. What makes this person unique? Any of you identify this person?
Starting the milk revolution, should I say? Amul start kiya tha.
Yeah. Varghese Kurian, he is
Varghese
father
Kurian.
of, yeah, his father, he is Varghese Kurian, and he was father of milk revolution in India. Okay. What makes this person unique? What would make this person unique? It's very important to know because you might be having a Verghese Kurian in your classroom now. Okay. And a lot of these personalities are so deep rooted, right? It needs to be honed, and then someone turns out to be Verghese Kurian in the classroom, right? So he was very, if I have to put on the disk chart, Verghese Kurian would be somewhere very high on D, very high on I also, right? So that would be his profile, very high on D, very, very goal focused, jo thaan liya, to se karna hai, right? So he really wanted to achieve all the goals that he had set and then build team around it, around that goal to get the things done. Now, I will start sharing your SEL scores. I just want to take a quick pause and I'll take about 2 minutes pause. And meanwhile, I'll request Vandana if she can pitch in for me for a quick while, and then I'll join in 2 minutes. Vandana, you are there?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sir.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Hope everybody is able to listen to me. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. So just wanted to let you know we
Hello,
are
ma'am.
Hi, Pastor ma'am. So I'm just wanted to let you know that we are organizing EMC workshops like entrepreneurial mindset workshop for school students, and we have done few of earlier, like in the last week we have done like 10 workshops already with the schools. If anybody is interested to take this workshop on for their students, and they can just put a message in the chat box with their phone number. I'll be in one of my team member will be in touch with you and explain you about the workshop. Is that clear? Is that fine? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So anybody who is interested, so they can just put the number. We'll get back with the related details and all everything.
Okay, friends, I'm back. Just to repeat what Vandana ma'am was saying, I'll speak on her behalf. We are doing entrepreneurship mindset workshops for students. And if you think that your schools or your school will be interested, put your phone number in the chat box such that we will get in touch with you and can schedule a 1 hour entrepreneurship mindset workshop. This is for students, not for teachers. So that workshop can be scheduled. And anyone who's interested, please write down your number. So we've got, thank you, Sajad, and thank you, Sejal ma'am. Thank you, Vedika, for putting your numbers. So I come back to my presentation, and we are discussing SEL. And in the SEL, SEL stands for social and emotional learning. We had discussion around this a few months back. Just give me a second. I'm hearing some background noise. Can I request? Yeah. Okay, friends. So SEL, if you remember, it's about social and emotional learning. Social and emotional learning is a term which has multiple dimensions. And just for your quick benefit, I am going to highlight what it stands for. Social and emotional learning in the context of schools and in the context of students, it stands for ability to recognize and manage emotions. Right? We all know that we are as human beings, we have emotions, and our emotions come into play in all walks of life. What SEL, the framework of SEL says is we have to help our students develop this ability to recognize, right, and to manage emotions. So that's the first part of SEL. The second dimension of SEL is to develop caring attitude and concern for people around us. So for the DISC test that we did right now, if you remember, this is people, this is the people, the dimension. So and this was the task dimension. The SEL framework says that task is important. What Verghese Kurian does is important, but what Dhoni does is very important. What Dhoni does is very much important. It's about recognizing the concern of people who work for you, recognizing what motivates people, what drives people, understanding people, and then use their strengths to get to put it into action. So the second dimension of SEL is to develop a caring attitude and concern for people around us. The third dimension of SEL is all about developing positive relationships. So some of us, we will realize that some of us are very good on this dimension, right? We are outgoing and we are people oriented. So we develop a lot of positive relationships with people. So people with high blue score, it will be something like this, right? So outgoing and people oriented. So to establish positive relationships. The fourth aspect of SEL is to make responsible decisions. So to do the right thing, tasks are important, all work is important, but are we doing the right work? So to build this ability to make the right decisions, responsible decisions. And finally, the fifth aspect of SEL is ability to develop an ability that we want in our students, that is to handle challenging situations. So not all situations are same. Some situations are simple and some situations could be challenging. Now, a lot of us, you will realize that if we do honest introspection, that when challenge comes, we become very fidgety. When challenge comes, we really freeze, right? So fight, flight. So we really become very frozen and we are not able to handle challenging situations. Unlike that, you also find people who are very good at handling challenging situations. So the framework of SEL is essentially around these 5 attributes: recognizing and managing emotions, developing caring attitudes, establishing positive relationships, making responsible decisions, and handling challenging situations. So if we all know what SEL is, we really, if you remember last time, we also discussed about something called EMC Square. EMC Square Framework, which is about E stands for empathy, M stands for mindfulness, first C stands for compassion, and another C stands for critical inquiry. Now, this again resonates with the 5 things, right? This is about empathy, is about people, mindfulness is about self-awareness, compassion is about people, and critical inquiry is about responsible decision making and navigating difficult situations. So this is UNESCO's framework for SEL, EMC Square Framework for SEL. There is also something called the Castle Framework for SEL. And in the Castle Framework, there are 5 things which are important, which is in the center. So if you really look at all the things which are in the center, they make the 5 dimensions of SEL. And again, these are same 5 dimensions which I discussed 2 slides before. So first is about self-awareness, recognizing our emotions. If we are good at that, then we start becoming better at self-management. Then we have to be better at responsible decision making, relational skills, and social awareness. So essentially, the whole framework of SEL encompasses these 5 aspects, and these 5 aspects we really want to be developed in all our students in the journey that they are undertaking in the school. So in the 12 years that they spend in the school, or maybe 15 years that they spend in the school, once they are out of the school, then we want them to be better at self-awareness, better at self-management, better at social awareness, better at relational skills and decision making. So all this fits into or should fit into the kind of teaching that we do. Now, I come to the last part of my talk today, and this is about what does SEL mean to me personally as an educator. And for that, what we had done was circulated a questionnaire to all of you. And I will request Vandana ma'am to recirculate the questionnaire to all the teachers if you have not taken the test. Because once you take the test, then we are going to share your scores on all the 5 dimensions. And I'm going to now discuss some of the sample scores of the 200 educators who took the test. And I want to you to be in a self-reflective mode to understand what it means. Is that fine? Friends, are you all there with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I come to the last part and I have 3 sample scores, right? So look at my next screen. I have 3 sample scores and then I'm going to discuss those scores. So here the first sample score, I have, masked the names, right? But let's say this is a person 1, right? So this is a person 1. And for this person 1, the SEL scores on the 5 dimensions are like this. So all of you would be getting your SEL scores like this. So what is your score on self-awareness? And this is on a scale of 1 to 5. So someone who has got a self-awareness score of 4, which means a very high degree of self-awareness. Then self-motivation score, which is 3, self-regulation score of 3, social awareness score of 4, and social skills score of 3. Now,
I was sitting here attending that workshop also, ma'am. So I thought
okay, so all of you will get your score something like this, and then you also get a small, a very quick descriptors. And for this person, in the test that the person took, we found following strong SEL dimension. So this person has very high degree of achievement orientation, very high degree of service orientation. This person is also politically very savvy. That means that the person is able to manage all the stakeholders. It could be your principal, it could be your trustees, it could be parents, it could be the other teachers. So a high degree of stakeholder savviness. And in general, this person is very trustworthy. The area of improvement for this person is initiative taking. So if this person starts taking more initiative, right, there would be better payoffs, there could be better results, there could be better performance for the person. Is that clear? Is the framework in which the report will come to you, is that framework clear to you? Yes, no? Teachers, anyone?
Yes, sir. it's
Okay.
clear.
Okay, thank you. So I am now looking at a second sample score. Again, the name is masked, and this second sample score is little different from the first person, right? Social awareness, self-awareness high. Now, self-motivation is 2 on a scale of 5. Right? So it's very important to see this, and social skills 3 on the scale of 5. Unlike the previous person whose self-motivation score was 3, right? But this person's self-motivation score is 2. Now, strong SEL dimensions for this person is a hard worker, high service orientation, is a team player, and is a trustworthy person, but initiative taking is low, right? In general, the optimism towards life is low, and ability to build bonds with people is low. And if this person has to develop in life, if this person has to do well in life, then you really need to work on these 3 things. Okay. And I now come to the third sample score. Again, the third sample score for someone, if you really see a very high degree of social awareness, very high degree of social awareness. So this person has very high emotional awareness, a hardworking person, very high achievement orientation, and politically savvy. Political savviness relates to social awareness. Now, areas of improvement for this person is self-control, right? Because your social awareness is very high, you want to be politically very savvy, manage all the stakeholders very much. So at times you might be losing your self-control, right? And for this person, the another area of improvement is adaptability. When the world changes, you also have to change. And that could be, that could be a stumbling block in your personal growth. So what we have done is for all the teachers, we have created these sample reports, and these sample reports have deep meaning. Now, before I close, I just want to walk you through the dimensions which comprise these 5 attributes. So what does self-awareness mean? Self-awareness means, self-awareness means accurate assessment of self, emotional awareness, and self-confidence, right? So together, all these 3 things comprise something called self-awareness. Similarly, what does self-motivation mean? Self-motivation means your achievement motivation, achievement drive, your commitment to work, initiative taking, and overall happiness in life, how smiley face you have, right? How smiling face you have. So that's self-motivation. Optimism is an indicator of professional success. Self-regulation means adaptability, ability to do hard work, ability to be in touch with innovation, self-control, and trustworthiness, right? So all these things together comprise self-regulation. Social awareness means ability to have empathy, ability to develop others, take care of others, ability to leverage diversity, right? And diversity could be many things today, right? So it's not just gender, it's not just religion, it could be many dimensions of diversity. Then social awareness also means political savviness and service orientation. Now, what I realize that as teachers, as educators, or most successful teachers have very high degree of service orientation, right? Most successful teachers will also have high degree of political savviness, stakeholder management, their ability to leverage diversity in classroom, much like Dhoni, right? So if we have unique strength in class, a great teacher is able to leverage diversity in classroom, right? And empathy and developing others comes naturally to great teachers. And finally, when I come to the last dimension, which is social skills, it's about building bonds with people, be a change leader. So it is a risky thing to talk about change. To be a collaborative team player, good at communication, ability to manage conflict, influence people around us, and leadership. Right. So these are the attributes of people with high social skills. So that's basically what I wanted to share. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to take, or or I can have some closing remarks. So next 2 or 3 minutes, I can take some questions, or I can take closing remarks. I will do the closing remarks. Any questions, teachers? Monu man, great to see you. Anyone, any question? Last question. Okay, so listen, friends, what I'm going to do is we will reshare the SCL questionnaire link with you, and anyone who wants to do it fast, such that we will circulate your Vandana ma'am has reshared in the chat box. Please look at the chat box, and then we'll circulate your scores with you with a small advisory feedback, right? So areas of improvement, and that's it. Before I close, I have 2 or 3 quick announcements to make. We are doing entrepreneurship mindset workshop for school students, And if any one of you are interested, I'll be great if you can, it would be great if you can fill your phone number in the chat box. We'll get in touch with you. We'll organize it for your school. We are doing it on daily basis for some school or the other. If you're interested, we'll get in touch with you. Second, Youth Ideathon will go live shortly. We have requested internships. So this time we also want students to be in the part of the organizing committee. So we've created internships for students. We have received already about 200 applications and we'll be shortlisting few students. We might call some of teachers to take your feedback for some of the students, and we'll create an organizing committee. It's going to be interesting. Youth Hackathon is coming. We will take care of your exam schedule, etc., etc. And then we are also starting the Global Entrepreneurship Olympiad. So if any one of you are interested in Global Entrepreneurship Olympiad, also get in touch with us. With this, I close. If you have any last suggestions, I'll be happy to take.
Clustering, basing of clustering.
Anyone, if you have last suggestions, I'll take the suggestions or we can close. My colleagues will get in touch with all the people who have shown interest in the EMC workshop. Thanks very much. Good luck. Bye-bye.